Welcome back to VLSI classes. So we will continue with the rest of the topics which we have left in module 1. So today we will analyze the working of MOSFET and ideal characteristic of MOSFET. Coming to the working of enhancement mode transistor, we will take the gate layer, silicon dioxide, and the substrate layer here. So we will learn the complete working in two stages. In stage 1, we will understand what happens to the device when I vary VGS. In the next stage, we will start varying VGD. Now I am varying VGS. First I will take the value of VGS less than 0 volts. So if it is less than 0 volts, it means that I am giving a negative voltage. When I give negative voltage, you have negative ions. That is, when I give negative voltage, it means that I am sending electrons into the device. When I push the electrons into the device, you will be having negative charges accumulated in the polysilicon gate. So, when you have negative charge here, it will obviously attract the positive charges that are present in the p-type body. So, all the positive charge or the positive charges will tend to move near the gate. They move below the gate. So, it means that there is an accumulation of charge below the gate. Therefore, this phenomena is called accumulation. This phenomena is called accumulation. The next step is depletion. Now I am increasing the value of Vg. That is, before it was negative, now I will make it lightly positive or slightly positive, and it is still less than Vt. What is Vt? Threshold voltage. Now the voltage Vg is slightly greater than 0 and less than Vt. It means that you are giving positive ions here. That is, you are pulling out all the electrons here. It means holes are created. Okay, holes are created. These holes repel the holes, right? So similar charges repel. So these holes repel all other holes, forming a void region here. Forming a void region. So what is this void region? This void region is called a depletion region, and this depletion region has no charge carriers, making this region as void. So it is not capable of carrying any sort of current. So there are no free charges here. Now what is Vt? Vt is the threshold voltage. It is threshold voltage, and it is defined as the minimum voltage required. It is the minimum voltage required to turn on the transistor. So now when I take the gate voltage VGS greater than or equal to Vt, what happens? So it is given in the third step, where when you take the Vg greater than Vt, so that is, you are giving a positive, more and more positive voltage. It means more and more positive ions, that is, holes are accumulated in the gate. Because there is more number of holes here, they repel the hole. First they repel the hole. So all the holes below the surface, that is in the substrate, will move behind, and they attract the electrons here. What is this type of material? It is p-type material, right? P-type substrate. P-type substrate is rich in holes, and it have less number of electrons. That is, it has majority charge carriers as hole and minority charge carriers are electrons. So I can say that when I have any material, it has both holes and electron, but I can say which is in majority. Okay, so here when I say that the gate layer is accumulated with p-type with holes, so it will repel the holes in the substrate and they attract the electrons. These electrons get accumulated below the gate surface. They accumulate below the gate surface. Now if I see figure 1, so this one and the last one, that is third one, I can clearly say that in the first figure it was p-type semiconducting material because it has rich number of holes. In the third figure, it is having more number of electron, converting that region into n-type material. That means you are inverting the region. Therefore, it is called inversion. Therefore, we call it as inversion. So below this inversion region, you have the depletion region. So if I go back, when I vary VGS, you have three stages or three steps that you can find. The first one is accumulation, depletion and inversion. Now, if I start varying VGD, what is VGD? VGD is the voltage applied from gate to drain. From gate to drain. When I apply VGD, the voltage across the channel will vary. The voltage across the channel will vary. Initially, I'll make VGS equal to 0 and VGD is also equal to 0. VGD is also equal to 0. It means that there is no cutoff. There is no channel formation. There is no channel formation because VGS is 0. Therefore, this region is called cutoff and there is no channel formation. So, there is no current flow. So, in the previous diagram, if you look at this, so this electrons that was accumulated below the gate is called channel. It is called channel and the channel helps in the conduction. Now, the second step in VGD is linear region. In this linear region, I'll increase the VGS greater than VT. That is, I'll allow the channel to form. So, here you can see the channel is already formed. Next is VGD equal to Vs. That is, I'll apply VGD such that it is equal to the value of VGS. So, if that is the case, then G, D and S will be having at the same potential. See here, what is VGD? Vg minus Vd, which is equal to Vg minus Vs, right? So, Vg and Vg get cancelled, minus and minus you can cancel, Vd equal to Vs. So, Vd will be equal to, this is Vs is equal to Vd. So, there is a channel formation, but still there is no current. There is no current flow. So, to induce current flow, I have to vary Vgs such that it should be greater than 0. VDS should be greater than 0 and it should be less than VGS minus VT. Because conduction starts, the current, the IDS or the electrons in the source will start moving towards the drain. They move towards the drain. So, there is a current flow from source or there is an electron flow from source to drain. In turn, you have a current flow from drain to source. Therefore, we represent it as IDS. This IDS current is proportional to VDS. It is proportional to VDS. So, what is VDS? It is the voltage drop across drain and source. So, the current is proportional to VDS in a linear way. Therefore, this current is called linear current. So, if you look at this diagram, the second diagram carefully, you can see that the channel is wider at the source and narrowed at the drain, right? So, this is the start of pinch off point. That is because as you increase the drain voltage, the width of the channel will reduce near the drain. It will reduce near the drain. Okay. So, the third one or the final stage is saturation. In saturation mode, if you can see here, so in saturation mode, I have increased the value of VDS greater than VGS minus VT, If it is greater than VGS minus VT, then the drain is at more negative potential. So, what is the ions that are moving here? These are negative charges. Therefore, the channel get pinched off here. The channel get reduced. But you are applying VGS which exerts some electric field here. So, this electric field is sufficient to drag the electrons that enter into the channel to the drain. So, these electric field is sufficient to drag or pull the electrons from the source or from the channel to move towards the drain. Therefore, you will be getting a constant current IDS. Which is independent of VDS. The value of IDS will remain constant and it will not vary. This ideal characteristic of MOSFET. So, we analyze this in three stages: cutoff region, linear region and saturation region. In cutoff region, there is no current, therefore IDS is approximately equal to 0. Next, in linear region and saturation region, we are going to analyze. First, we know what is the equation for current. Current is equal to charge induced in the channel by electron transit time. So, where is this channel? So, if this is the MOSFET, this is source and this terminal is drain. So, this is the length of the channel, capital L. This is the width of the channel. Thickness of the oxide layer is TOX, and this is the gate that exert the electric field here, that exerts the electric field. So, the silicon dioxide has an permittivity of 3.9 times E naught. First, let us understand what is transit time. Transit time is the time taken by an electron to move through the channel with certain velocity. Therefore, it is defined as length of the channel divided by velocity of the electron. What is velocity of the electron? It is defined as mobility of the electron into the electric field or electric field that is applied on it. Electric field that is applied on it into mobility. Now, electric field is nothing but the voltage, that is voltage drop from source to drain to the separation length, that is L. Therefore, V can be defined as V is equal to mu into VDS divided by L. That is, I am just substituting the value of EDS in the V equation. Now, if I substitute V in the tau equation, we will be getting tau SD is equal to L square divided by mu into VDS. What is mu? Mu is the mobility of the ions. It may be positive ions. If it is holes, this is the mobility. If it is electrons, this is the mobility. Next, coming to the non-saturation region. Non-saturation region is nothing but the linear region, or you can call it as triode region, or it is non-saturated region. Now in this non-saturated region, first we will analyze what is the average value of voltage across the channel. So look at this. This is the channel you are having. In this channel, so this is the terminal where the voltage is applied, which is VD, and this is the terminal where you apply VS. The average of this is VDS divided by 2. Average voltage here is VDS divided by 2. And next is what is the effective gate voltage? The effective gate voltage. The effective gate voltage is VGS minus VT, because VG is equal to VGS minus VT. This is the effective gate voltage because the channel will start conducting only after the threshold voltage. Next, we define charge per unit area. Charge per unit area is Eg into epsilon. Okay. So, if I want to define charge, I have to multiply this with area. So, it becomes, what is the area? It is W into L. So, Eg electric field, epsilon insulator, that is permittivity of the region, and epsilon naught which is permittivity of free space into WL, which is area. Now, coming to Eg, that is electric field, which is Vg minus Eg. What is Eg? It is the electric field on the channel. So, what is this channel applied to what is the voltage that is applied around the channel? We have applied gate voltage and also we have applied source and drain voltages. So, I will take the difference of these voltage. So, electric field is equal to Vg minus average voltage across the channel divided by thickness of oxide layer. Now, Eg is equal to this equation, VGS minus VT minus VDS by 2 divided by thickness of oxide, which is TOX. So, substituting this equation, two equation in one. So, this is the equation number 1. You will be getting QC is equal to VGS minus VT minus VDS by 2 into WL epsilon insulator epsilon naught divided by TOX. Therefore, IDS, the current IDS is equal to QC divided by tau. So, we know the value of QC here. Tau we have derived in the previous slide. So, we will substitute both in this equation. If I substitute both in the equation and simplify it, I will be getting IDS is equal to W by L epsilon naught epsilon insulator divided by TOX into mu. If I consider this complete term epsilon into mu divided by TOX as K, then I can write IDS as W by L into K into VGS minus VT minus VDS into VDS by 2. So now the complete term W by L into K, if I replace with the term beta, I can write the expression as IDS is equal to beta into VGS minus VT minus VDS by 2 into VDS. So this is the current equation, or this is the current expression for MOS transistor at linear region. If you want to calculate for saturated region, what is the value of VDS at saturation region? At saturation region, VDS value should be greater than VGS minus VT, right? So it should be greater than VGS minus VT. What is the minimum value of VDS now? Minimum value of VDS will be equal to VGS minus VT. Therefore, if I substitute VDS equal to VGS minus VT, what happens to the equation? So what is the equation now? So it is VGS minus VT into VDS minus VDS square divided by 2. What is the value of VDS? It is VGS minus VT. Therefore, here it becomes VGS minus VT whole square minus VDS square divided by 2. Sorry, it is again VGS minus VT square divided by 2. Now it is 1 minus 1 by 2, which is half times of VGS minus VT whole square. So the same equation you are getting here. So look at this. At saturation point, you have IDS is equal to beta by 2 into VGS minus VT whole square, right? So the current expression in all the three different region is, so it will be 0 for cutoff, it is beta into VGS minus VT into VDS minus VDS square divided by 2 for linear region, and for saturation region it is beta by 2 into VGS minus VT whole square. Now what is the condition of voltages in all the three different region? For VGS, it should be less than VT when it should be in cutoff, that is, there should be no channel formation. And VGS should have the channel formation, that is greater than VT in both linear and saturation regions. Coming to VDS, VDS should be 0 in cutoff and VDS should be less than in VGS minus VT in linear region, and it should be greater than VGS minus VT in saturation region. So coming to the ideal VI characteristic, that is graph, this is the graph where you can see the MOSFET is in cutoff region at this point. So this is the cutoff region. When you increase the voltage, when you increase the gate voltage, you can see you have a linear increase here. So from 0 to approximately 0.3, you have a linear increase in the graph, and after that you have a saturated value. So this is linear region and this region is saturation region, this region is cutoff region. This is for N MOSFET. If you are defining for P MOSFET, this is the linear region and this is the, this part is the this is the cutoff region, this part is the linear region, and this will be the saturation region. So these are the three different regions of operation of MOSFET. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any doubts, you can write me back. Please like the video, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.